Hello YouTube, this is the Wingman again. Hi. Um Wanted to talk about what exactly why people don't seem to, why last video I touched a little bit upon why people don't listen. This has got me a little puzzled. Why don't people listen? Or what's the difference between actual listening and not listening? Um it's I think what listening is I think what listening is basically taking something into your mind and revolving around in your mind and seeing what makes sense to you. Not listening is just hearing what somebody's saying but just really brushing it off. Letting it flow into your head and then one ear and out the other, basically. And then there's something altogether which a lot of people do is they just don't let it affect them. They don't. It's like they don't care. Um, you should care what people have to say. Um, you should care what people are saying. I've looked. I can't say for anybody else because I'm not anybody else. But I've looked up stuff on YouTube. I've looked up information. Um, I've I've done my thing. Um, I've listened. Why doesn't other people listen to other people? Well, most people in a way they do, but when it comes to certain things, and that's what I really want to touch upon. Most people have this box, and when they get out of when this box ruptures, this comfortable box that they're in ruptures, it's like their ears are turned off. When it comes to things that just make them uncomfortable, they just seem to squirm inside. They can't. No, I don't want to talk about that. And then they just go on doing what they're doing day after day. Um, and that's another thing I want to talk about. Uh, American society and the world society, truthfully honest, I think, I'm pretty sure is insane. I'm pretty sure all the world is technically insane. Um, Sometimes I think that the best people in the world are locked up in mental asylums. I have, and that obviously doesn't apply to everybody. Um, I have a very bleak view on this country, um, this world. My idea of a good world is where we grow crops, we eat the crops, and everybody's cool with everybody else. And I admit I haven't been cool with everybody in my life. It's a learning process. But if we could find a way to teach our kids how to not be violent, and we could find a way to defend ourselves from like the wild animals, we could have a perfect world. I am very strong belief that we could have a perfect world if we wanted it. But it seems like not everybody wants it. Some people just divulge themselves off of leeching off other people, and it's just and it's one thing if you're doing it and you're trying. If you're trying and you're making an effort, that's one thing. But if you're just not making an effort and you're doing it deliberately, that's different. That's what I'm talking about. People purposely manipulate people, um, purposely, purposely lie to people. And I have a interesting history with that. I was taught very strictly when I was growing up not to lie to other people. Um, because it's just you don't want to be honest, you want to be open. It has the ability to destroy the world. Lies, and manipulation. I wanted to just touch upon that. It's just certain things. when when they get out of control in this world, it has the ability to destroy it, to destroy certain things within inside ourselves. Um, it's just the hate, the anger, the rage, the lies, the manipulation. This is a dead end. This it cannot go on. If it keeps going on like this, the world will destroy itself. And when I say the world, I don't mean the earth itself. I mean us as a human race. We'll kill each other off because we just are ignorant. We don't know better. Um, how does this work? Well, when somebody lies to somebody else, it's just you're robbing them of something beautiful. Truth is beautiful, even when it hurts, because a lack of information is an inconvenience. And I was taught very, I want to say this again, I was taught very strictly when I was growing up not to lie. Um, but then at the same time, there are situations where it seems like it's not black and white, it's not one or the other. There are certain situations where if you want to protect your friends for something stupid that they did, or you want to protect somebody from, um, like a parent or an authority figure, sometimes you have to lie. You have to tell a lie. So what do you do? How do you work it out? You just make the best decision in the moment, I guess. But this world is crazy. I can't. I know people probably watching this think I'm depressing or morbid, but what else are you gonna call it? I mean, obviously, if you have money and you work at a good job, you're gonna call it great. But if you're like me and I made a deliberate choice not to have the fairy tale life. Why did I do that? I don't know. It was a bad choice, you know. But it just you gotta find a way to live happily. You gotta have a heart. You gotta have a soul. You, I'm just spewing out my thoughts here. I guess this is a way I relieve some stress in my life. Um, Most people know how to make smart choices, um, but I think a lot of what people do, it generally is not smart. Driving cars doesn't make sense to me. I wouldn't touch the steering wheel of a car unless I was actually unless I have touched steering wheels of cars before, but I wouldn't want to actually own a car. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't want to own a car, not because I'd probably destroy all the other cars on the road and myself at the same time, but it pollutes the environment. There's this thing where you're saying where you're either for the thing that helped the world or against it, and that's a black and white mentality. And I don't think that's entirely true, but there is some truth to it. You either are helping the world or you're not helping the world. You're either helping a person or you're not helping a person. And just as a saying, if there's no black and white, there has to be some black and white, or else there is black and white. Meaning is if the mentality is that if there's no black and white, there has to be a little black and white, or else it is all black and white. That's complicated subject. I won't go into more of that. But if people are destroying the planet, we're destroying this earth. Talk about growing green. I mean, Obama wanted to go green. I think he was right on doing that, but I don't think he was doing it in the right way. We're killing the planet with our cars, and people don't care. How do I know this? Well, because they're driving cars. If they truly cared about the planet, they wouldn't be driving their cars. They'd be having horses and carriages, or they'd be finding a way to make, and they've been trying to find a way for a very long time to make energy efficient cars, make energy efficient this, make energy efficient that. And then some people who check about the economy say, well, our economy is based on oil, it's based on this, it's based on that. True, But what would you rather have, a bad economy or a dead planet? A planet where the air supply is dead. I think I'd rather have a bad economy because I don't want to be sucking poisonous gas all day. Anywho, I'm just making another video, just putting my ideas out. This was about just touching on what I talked about. This is about listening, economy, environmental stuff, just throwing my ideas out in the world. It you know there should be more blogs on YouTube. There really should. I've seen not too many facial blogs on you where you can see the person's face. There should be more. Um, Maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough, probably. But anyway, I'll just sign off here. This is the Wingman. See you guys.